Good morning. My guest is Ken Wagner, the new executive director at the Ham Institute for American Energy. Mr. Secretary, good to see you.
Great to be with you today.
We've talked a lot of times when you were Oklahoma Energy Secretary, 6 years over there. Now you're at the Ham Institute for American Energy. What are you going to be doing over there?
We are going to be taking on some of humanity's greatest challenges, and the primary one is, how do we end energy poverty around the world? How do we provide clean, affordable, reliable, and abundant energy to the world with the growing demands, particularly when we're in a transition that would tell you that we can just simply turn a switch off and take reliable sources off the grid and replace them with sources that are intermittent. And so how do we make all that work together in a way that benefits our planet?
Tell me what lessons. You were EPA, then you were the Energy Secretary all those years. What have you learned in terms of addressing these issues?
I think the best way to handle things is with balance, right? 100% of anything is a bad idea. And so what we do better in Oklahoma than anywhere else, particularly as it relates to energy, is, Governor Stitt likes to call it an all of the above strategy, but I think it's really a more of everything strategy. And, we saw that in February of 2021, we didn't experience grid failure
like Texas did.
Exactly,
right.
Exactly. And that was because we had a diverse group of resources on the grid that we could call on. And so, that's really what we've focused on. And the great part about that is the emission reductions, with our 50% renewable portfolio, natural gas being that balancing agent. We've reduced our carbon dioxide at double the national average, 2 times the national average. We're 80% of the way to the Biden 2030 goals in the year 2020, and we're quite proud of that.
All right, I've never seen almost any issue in politics there's more misinformation than renewables in our energy mix. For people that think, oh, there's a war on oil and gas and all that sort of stuff, set the record straight for us.
Well, I think what most people don't realize is renewables need other sources to be that strong proponent of the grid and be affordable. And so, you saw what happened in Texas during this heat wave. 29 gigawatts of installed capacity for wind, and in the hottest days of the year was at 8%. Well, you need other forms of energy to fill that gap. There's other times when wind and solar and other sources can be nearly all of the grid, and it performs wonderfully at an affordable rate. So what people don't realize is you've got to balance each of those sources in a way that works affordably, reliably, and people just care that they have heat and cool right. when they need it.
Okay, one of your legacies is going to be the development of hydrogen. It's like looking into the future. It's a Jetson-like thing, but you've made great strides when you're Energy Secretary. Can you give us in 45 seconds an outlook of where we're at?
Yeah, so hydrogen is, again, just another diverse source, and Oklahoma should be that energy innovation state. And we have all the resources. If you think about it, we have this renewable, great 50% renewable portfolio where we can make electrolytic or green hydrogen. We have natural gas in abundance. We have this long legacy of that. And the other way to make hydrogen, blue hydrogen, is using natural gas as your feedstock. We have the workforce that knows how to do it. We have pipelines to move it. We have, a shallow water seaport to get it to the Gulf of Mexico. We are geographically located in the best part of the country to do long-haul transfers. So it's really about economic development. It's really about utilizing all of our resources in Oklahoma to diversify our economy and to create new opportunities for existing sources of energy and new sources of energy.
10 seconds. Is Oklahoma going to help Germany with their natural gas issue this summer?
Well, we're already sending a great deal of that to LNG ports in the Gulf Coast. I feel for, I pray for our European counterparts. They're in for a long winter. With gas at today at $50 a MMBTU in Europe, in a time when it's neither cool nor hot, there's going to be significant shortages and people will die. And so I pray that this administration at the federal level allows the state of Oklahoma to unleash our resources in a way that helps our allies.
Secretary Ken Wagner, now at the CAM Institute over at OSU. World's dependent on you.
Well, I hope we can deliver. I know we can deliver, and Oklahoma can be the greatest part of that, and I'm really proud of that.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
See this again at news9.com/yourvotecounts and follow me on Twitter @MitchellTalks.